no, not that one. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh, I should probably turn this on. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing good this fine evening. Probably here little less people here than usual because I was a dummy and didn't set the stream to go live until can you all hear me, by the way? Yeah, you can hear me. Didn't set the stream to go live until just a few minutes ago because I forgot. I scheduled it. It was set to go up, but then I left it on private until just a few minutes ago. So I hope everyone's doing good today. Hey, Vale, good to see you. Adrenaline, good to see you. Corey, volume's going in and out. Let me know if this is better. Is that better, Corey, or do I need to mess with it? Is it still going in and out? Let me know if there's if the audio needs to get better. Hi, Jessie, or one of Jessie's transporter duplicates. I'm assuming you're talking about the skit I put up earlier. I thought it was. I decided to try and do something different. I've never done like a short comedy sketch like that, so I figured I'd try and do that. So I hope you all like that. Good. Okay. I think I just had the audio level too low, Corey. I'm watching Picard. I'm in love. Yeah, no spoilers, but I've been really loving Picard this season so far. I know Steve Shives did his review of Star Trek Picard, and he's not been as much a fan of it. I do get his problems with pacing, and I definitely agree with him on pacing wise when it comes to Star Trek Discovery. But I've actually really liked this season so far. I thought that the slower pace has actually allowed the show to really kind of like start building its themes of abuse and trauma. And societal abuse and trauma in a very interesting way, but specifically parental abuse, which is what I think the show is going to start getting for. And I think the show is starting to connect those things together in a really interesting way. So I'm actually personally really loving Star Trek Picard so far this season. I think it's gone from being my least favorite Star Trek show of the modern era to my personal favorite right at the moment. So besides Lower Decks, of course, because Lower Decks is Lower Decks. But anyways, I've been very, very excited about it. But good, I'm glad you're watching it. It's just Abigail. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hannah, I will say I did not like Picard's first season either. I have been enjoying this season so far. Like, very, very much so I've been enjoying this season so far. It's not perfect by any means, but I've been very much enjoying the season. So, Hannah, if I can convince you to give it a go, I will try my best. But how is everyone else doing today? Sarah, good to see you. Chloe, Aeronaut, good to see you. It's been a hot minute. Storyboard writing, good to see you. Corey, good to see you as well. The Molly J, Tim McCaffrey, Soy Mafia. By the way, Soy Mafia, that's a great name. I like that. Let's see, who else is here? Samantha Patrick, good to see you. Prime135. This is my first time catching a stream, maybe second. Well, awesome. Well, Prime1351, it was good to see you, Heart, my new friend. For those of you who are new to these streams, this is my chat stream every week. I sort of sit here for an hour and we talk about whatever all of you wish to talk about. So whatever topics you want to talk about, whatever things you want to bring up, I am happy to discuss. However, super chats do help me pay the bills. So if you can give super chats, I am appreciative of that, because that, like I said, that does help me pay the bills. And so I give you a heart and I answer your question. But regardless, I just sort of answer whatever you guys want to talk about. However, and John, I see your super chat, and yes, I will answer that in a second. But also, I'm gonna quick open. I got a gift from Modifius. So this is not necessarily sponsored, but I am gonna open it on stream. Modifius, which is a company that makes Star Trek, the Star Trek tabletop RPG game, Star Trek Adventures. They sent me a thing to open, so I'm going to open this up on camera and sort of see what they sent me. I know what it is, but I haven't gotten a chance to look at what it is yet, so I'm excited to open that up. So we'll open that, but the rest of the stream is just going to be me chilling and hanging out with everybody and discuss when everyone wants to. So we'll open that in a second. But I do want to say hello. John, you said the abuse themes in Picard isn't Patrick Stewart himself from a broken home. Yeah. So I don't want to touch too much upon this because I know that's sort of a harder topic, and I'd want to go make sure to touch upon it in a much more direct way than a live stream. But yeah, no, Patrick Stewart has discussed how he is he did suffer parental abuse, and also Newt is Newt is scratching at the door, so let me see if I can let him in. 1 second. Come here, bud. Come on. There he is. Hi. I could hear Newt scratching, so I wanted to let him in. Do you want out now? You wanted in, and then as soon as I let you in, you're like, no, I want out now. Okay. Weirdo kitty. But yeah, no. Patrick Stewart has talked about how he did have abuse from his father, and so that does seem to be the way that the story is leaning in Picard season 2. We'll see if that actually shakes out. But I do think the way the show has started to develop its themes have kind of hinted at that. And Ian, heart to you. Here now, go pay some bills. Well, thank you, Ian. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay, yeah, I know. Come on, bud. Come up and say hi. Newt is doing his whole like hiding. There he is. Hello, bud. Can you see him on camera? I need to check. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Look at him. Hi, Newt. Who's the little kitty? Yes, you're a little kitty. Yes, you are. Good little cat. He'll be here with us. Tons of Trek has been a big part of my radical acceptance of autism, so finding Jessie's videos have been the best. Oh, well, no, that's wonderful. No focus. Thank you. I'm really glad. Love me some Star Trek merch. Yeah, I also like me some Star. I tend to like a little bit of Star Trek merch here and there. You know, Corey, every once in a while, you know, Jessie's like, maybe I'll get a Star Trek thing. It's not like half my room and life and sense of personhood is Star Trek. Anyways, also, by the way, can you hear that? Hear Newt purr for me. You hear that? Can you hear Newt purring? Get some kitty ASMR here. Gosh. Who's a good kitty? Yeah, you can definitely hear, like, Newt is purring. He makes Newt does not always purr a lot, but whenever he purrs, he is like the loudest purr you will ever hear. He is absolutely wonderful. Hannah, heart to you. Thank you, my friend. You said, super tangent, genuinely curious as a morbid nerd. What are your post-death plans? Burial, cremation, natural barrier. To be honest, I have a deep fear of death. I mean, I feel like we all do. We all have a deep fear. I really actually don't honestly have any plans. I actually legitimately have a very, lots of super chats coming in. Thank you, everybody. Wow. Oh, thank you so much for the super chats. I'll get to them in a minute, but I do see them. Thank you, everyone. But in terms of post-death plans, I honestly, I have like a weird fear. This was always something that I had since I was a little kid. I had a weird fear, and I still kind of do, that I'll be like conscious after death still. So like when you die, you're like still trapped in your own body, conscious of stuff. And so I always like had this dream of like, if I get put in a coffin, I would have like a TV put right above my eyes, so that I can just like watch television and at least be up to date. But then I'm like, well, the signal will run out eventually after a few hundred years, possibly. So you need something like a little hole, just something to like entertain yourself. I don't know why that was always the thing that scared me, but that was like always my deep fear. In terms of like actual reality of what I would be worried about, I mean, I don't necessarily have a deep caring. I mean, I do believe, personally, I'm agnostic theist, so my belief is like, I don't really know what there is out there. I generally tend to believe, though, that I don't think your body's gonna matter no matter what. So if there is something more after death, I don't think your body's gonna matter about it. And if there isn't anything after death, well, then it doesn't matter. So I probably would just go with whatever makes sense for my family at the time. If my family can afford a burial and that was something that they wish to do, then I would be more than fine with that. If my family would prefer to just cremate me because it saves them money or something like that, that also is what I support as well. I think, honestly, my death plans would just be more whatever my family after my death wants, because it really would be more for them, Joe. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's just practice astral. I know, Owen, that's what I should do. Practice astral projection. That's what I should do. Just a quick get these super chats, and then I'm gonna open up this this thing here, which Newt, you're probably gonna run away from because I'm gonna have to open it, and he's gonna be on my lap here. Jessie can have a little Trek merch as a treat. Thank you, Valence. Hard to you, Chloe. So excited to see the 4K remastered Star Trek motion picture. The director's edition will be streaming soon in a UHD release in September. Yeah, I saw that. I'm probably gonna watch it because I am actually a big fan of Star Trek the motion picture. I did a whole video on it. I think it's an underappreciated movie. I think it's like one of those like very heady 2001: A Space Odyssey type films, and it's a very slower paced film. Definitely has its problems for sure, but I do think that there's a lot there to like, and I think it's like one of the more like intellectually focused Star Trek movies, as opposed to like the rest of the Star Trek movies, which are like political thrillers or action adventures or like revenge character tales. Like Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is very much a character-focused story. Star Trek VI is a political thriller. So I think that and Star Trek First Contact is also like a character focus thing. So I think like Star Trek 1 is like one of the few Star Trek movies that is just like a purely intellectual based Star Trek film. And it speaks to what Star Trek can be. So I really like motion picture. I think it's an underrated thing. Vale, oh Vale, thank you so much. Loved your skit today. As always, I wish nothing but good things to you, my dear. Have an awesome day. Love and hugs. Well, love to you, Vale. Yeah, I was trying to. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I might do more of those if I have the time in future. But yeah, I just decided to do like a little skit because I was just wanting to make fun of some of the stuff with Star Trek Picard. So hopefully that was fun for everybody. I'm trying to maybe build my resume to work on Star Trek Lower Decks one day. That would be my real dream. That's what I didn't do it with that intention, obviously, but if you do, if Mike McMahon, if you're watching, that was my resume for Star Trek Lower Decks. Please, I will do anything. Let me be in your writer's room. I will clean the floors of your writer's room. That would be fine with me. But yeah, no, I just figured it would be something fun and do something funny to do today. So that was a good time. Let's see, catching up on this. Prime135, heart to you, my friend. Just wanted to say hello, to say thanks, love your vision. You've been here as inspiration as a recently out transit. Well, Prime, well, I'm number one. Congratulations on recently coming out. That's absolutely amazing, and I'm glad that I was able to help in any way. That's absolute mwah. Love to you, Prime. I'm very, very glad, and I'm glad that I was able to help. And like, congratulations on coming out. That's absolutely wonderful. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love to you, my friend. Canada Rocks, heart to you. You said, thank you so much for the Star Trek Autism and Nerdiverse representation video. As someone who's on the spectrum, I absolutely loved it. Well, thank you very much. I want to go and do more of those videos. I want to do one like specifically focusing on Data and maybe a few other characters as well, because I do think that there was even more that I didn't get to talk about in that video. So I'm really glad that video was really helpful, because that was one that was like really meaningful to me and I was really wrestling with. And I know it's imperfect. Like, I think I misused the word neuroatypical. I think I say neurotypical when I mean neuroatypical a few times throughout the video, which is it bothers me and I wish I could go back and fix it. But what are you going to do? But overall, I'm really proud of that video and I want to do more like it in the future. So thank you very much, Canada Rocks. I'm glad that it was very helpful. Let's see. John Vinnels would love to hear your thoughts on Balto. First, heart to you. Balto, We're Back, A Dinosaur Story, and or the American Tail series. To give you quick answers to those, I have not seen Balto, nor have I seen American Tail. However, We're Back, A Dinosaur Story with John Goodman, I love that movie. It is a very imperfect film, but what I loved about We're Back, A Dinosaur Story is actually how scary it is. It's a fun movie, but it's like one of those animated movies that's like mildly traumatizing when you go back and look at it, which like I weirdly have an affinity for, those like mildly terrifying kids movies. So like We're Back and one of my favorite movies of all time, and The Great Mouse Detective. They all have those moments of like animation which are horrifying, and so the sequence in We're Back where the evil guy gets eaten by the crows and all that's left is his eye is horrifying. Like abjectly horrifying. Like one of the scariest things to happen in a children's movie. And I really liked it. So I did really enjoy that movie quite a bit. So I loved We're Back. Also, John Goodman's just a fun time all around. Like anything John Goodman's in, it's a good time. You're in for a good time with John Goodman. Let's see. Oh, that sounds super sweet, Corey. You want to be a treat? Oh, that sounds really wonderful. Yay! It's Abigail. Be a Trekkie. Apology if I say your name wrong. The Missouri 123. I just got my Star Trek Mission Chicago badge saying I have not gotten mine yet. I hope I get mine soon, because I am going, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to Mission Chicago, which is the Star Trek convention in Chicago the second weekend of April, I believe, technically. So in 2 weeks, I'll be in Chicago, and I will be on at least one panel, possibly a second one. We'll see if that second one pans out. But I will be on at least one panel, which is the Women at Warp panel on Saturday. So if you're going to be at Mission Chicago, please come by the Women at Warp panel and say hi, because I would love to see you there, and I think it'll be a fun time. Or if you see me around the convention, also say hi. What else is there? I'm trying to think of what else there's going to be. that I'm gonna do there. I'm also gonna take pictures with Tawny Newsome and Kate Mulgrew. I bought my tickets to see them. Tawny Newsome plays Marin on Star Trek Lower Decks, and then Kate Mulgrew, who needs no introduction. She's freaking Captain Janeway. Who both replied to my message on Twitter. I put a message out on Twitter that said I'm so excited to meet them, and both Kate Mulgrew and Tawny Newsome replied, and it made me so happy. I'm just so excited to meet both of them. I'm hopefully also want to get a picture with Connor Trenier, who is Star Trek Enterprise, like my boy Trip. I gotta get a picture with Connor Trenier. I am very excited. I also may try and get a picture with Anson Mount. I might just waste all my money getting pictures with people. It's really what I'm telling you. I just want pictures with them because they're such wonderful people. It's one of the things that makes me love Star Trek is just how kind and wonderful the people behind the scenes are. One of my favorite things is getting a picture with Sonequa Martin Green, which I have right over there. And so I just want to have a picture with the rest of them. And I have a picture with William Shatner, but William Shatner's a bit of a... He's a very important person, and he will always hold a place in my heart, but William Shatner... he's a bit of an old man, and said some old man things. Not to be ageist, but you all get what the vibe I'm putting down there. So I wouldn't mind replacing the picture of William Shatner that I have in my living room with a picture of Tawny Newsome or Kate Mulgrew or Anson Mount. I would be very pleased with that. So yeah. Got any plot ideas for Lower Decks? I actually do. But I want to save I actually have some pitches for Star Trek Lower Decks plots, but I would actually want to save them for... I don't know if I'll ever get to write for Lower Decks. I actually doubt I would. But my hope for... if I ever got to write a Lower Decks thing, what I would really hope for, besides writing on the show, would be... a realistic goal would be writing a Star Trek Lower Decks comic. Like, if I ever got to write a Star Trek Lower Decks comic, I would have so much fun with that, and I have some pitches for a Star Trek Lower Decks comic. So maybe one day I would be very pleased to do that. But that is my dream, to just contribute something to Star Trek. One day, maybe, I will be able to do that. That is my hope and dream. Yeah. So if I do that, if I can contribute something to Star Trek, the story of Star Trek, whether it be a comic or one on the shows, I will die feeling fulfilled. So that's my death plans. Let's see, just catching up on this, and then we're gonna open up this box after I get these things. Drake discusses hard to you. Thank you so much for your super chat, my friend. You said, have you seen the deleted Joker clip from Batman yet? Yes, I have. And I liked the clip. I'm glad they cut it. And I almost wish they had cut the Joker scene that was in the movie to get all together. Not a major spoiler, by the way, everyone. It's a little like, oh, look, we're setting up for the sequel. Joker's in it. And it's the clip is put out everywhere right now, so they kind of spoil it themselves. But it doesn't really spoil the plot of the movie, so don't worry. But anyways, the scene is really good, and I like the dynamic that Batman and the Joker seem to have in that scene, and I like that it's not like the first time they are meeting, so if we do get to see Joker later on in this canon, it's not the first time that they get to meet, and I love the version of the Joker that I really love the most is the version of the Joker who is romantically in love with Batman. Like, the Batman in Joker in The Dark Knight, best on-screen Joker of all time, but he didn't have a love of Batman so much as a fascination, which is similar. But I like the more homoerotic vibes between the two, and I liked the way they depicted in the deleted scene where the Joker said oh, first anniversary is paper. That was really good. That being said, though, I am kind of tired of Joker in live action, and this Joker didn't seem all that much different from other Jokers. He was better than Jared Leto, for sure. But he didn't really seem all that different in other ways. So I don't know. I like the Joker, but I would much rather see other villains get the spotlight besides the Joker going forward. So yeah, I liked the scene. I thought it was good, but it didn't knock my socks off, I guess is the best way to put it. Christ Coon, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. You are lovely. Sarah Stollerman, thank you so much for your super chat as well. You are lovely. Thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate you. Christ Coon again, Uni Mutual started watching TNG. Hell yes, that's awesome. Get everyone into everyone should watch Star Trek. If you're not watching Star Trek, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Be into Star Trek. It's a good thing. So let's see. Lower Deck should totally have a Jessie cameo, probably among other Trek tubers. That would be nice. Put me in the background. I'd be very sweet. But yeah, I doubt that'll ever happen. But we'll see what actually happens. The Molly J, heart to you. Thank you so much. She said, I did a short essay on my writer's blog about ethnocentrism in Trek as it relates to Data, Spock, Seven, and Paul and their different worldviews. Oh, that's really... Can you send me that? Because I always like seeing new essays. Molly J, if you could send me that way, I'd be very, very... I would actually appreciate that if you want to send that to me email, because I like reading weird esoteric papers about like that. That would be really actually... Please send me that my way if you want. Heart to you, dash fat bastard. So nice when one's heroes begin to notice. I know it means a lot. Like, it's really cool when I get to see like one of the people's, like Mike McMahon coming in and doing an interview with me, Kirsten Beyer doing an interview with me, but Kate Mulgrew and Tawny Newsome shouting me out on Twitter. It means a lot because they're people that I look up to. In many different ways, both professionally, on a personal level, as people who share the same belief in activism that I do in trying to make the world a better place for other people. Like Tawny Newsome, Kate Mulgrew has done that too, but Tawny Newsome in particular, if you ever listen to Tawny Newsome, she's appeared on the Star Trek podcast, and she hosts the Star Trek podcast, I should say, and a lot of other work, and she is just so open to having really hard, difficult conversations about representation and about making the world better, and also being critical of Star Trek and like the issues with Star Trek of past. Like, she's just such a wonderful voice, not only in her acting ability for Mariner on Lower Decks, but just like as a person. And I really, when I do say I look up to someone like Tawny Newsome, I truly mean it. And and the totality of her person. And then same with Kate Mulgrew. I mean, Kate Mulgrew is not a perfect person either. There's some behind-the-scenes stuff of Star Trek Voyager that was not perfect, but she also, since then, has apologized for that stuff, but also gone on to be such a great voice for women, for science, for intellectualism. She is such a, if you ever listen to Kate Mulgrew speak, she is such an intelligent human being, and a very well-read and very literate person. She just reads a lot of books, and she is just so thoughtful and smart, and just such an absolutely wonderful human being as well. So honestly, meeting both of them will be really something exciting for me, even if it's just to get them just to say it like, hi, here's a picture, and then run away, which is all I'll probably get. But even just that will mean a lot to me, even though I know it's probably just another day for them. But for me, it'll mean a lot. So yeah. All right. Quick, gonna grab these super chats, and then I want to open the guy right here off screen, because I just want to get it. I've had this box for like a week, and I kind of want to open it. Albert Pedro Trias, thank you so much for your super chat. Heart to you, Dave. You said, speaking of disturbing children animation, I remember the Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes that freaked me out as a kid. Return the slab. Oh my God, Albert. Courage the Cowardly Dog, one of my favorite things of all time. I love. Oh my gosh, you just hit on a thing, a vine that I love. Like, I adore Courage the Cowardly Dog so much, because it is exactly that, like, disturbing, somewhat traumatizing childhood animation that I loved. Like, I should do a video on Courage the Cowardly Dog at some point. So many videos I want to make in so little time. But it is just to show that the animation was like that, like Cartoon Networky, like over the top gross out animation, but also was like very creepy. The storylines were like abjectly terrifying at times. Return the Slab was a scary one, but the one that always got me was the director, who was like clearly a zombie, who would came into their homes and like dug up his like zombie partner. That one always creeped me the hell out. Like absolutely terrified me. And there's a few of those Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes that are horrifying, like absolutely horrifying. All right, quick running through these super chats. John Vittles, you said the frustrating thing about Chapek's donations that you can tell the Disney artist really wanted to be diverse, hence how none of the 4 leads in Turning Red is a Hollywood standard white girl. Yes. Something I'll be talking about tomorrow, by the way, and I'll promote it now. And thank you so much for both your super chats. I think you sent 2 in, but I appreciate both of them, John. What you're talking about, Bob Chapek, who is now the CEO of Disney, and the discussions around the donations that Disney gave to the people who were helping to promote the Republicans in Florida trying to push the Don't Say Gay bill. Yes, one of the things that came out about after that whole situation is that Pixar did discuss, some animators at Pixar discussed that they were that Disney told them not to do LGBTQ representation, that they clamped down on LGBTQ representation in their films, which was deeply disappointing to hear, but not surprising in any way. Honestly, and I feel like that's typically the case with a lot of LGBTQ representation, is you get filmmakers who want to do that representation, who understand the importance of that representation, whether they are bisexual or LGBTQ or in any way, shape, or form. The reason I say bisexual is because you look at Disney, specifically the director of the Loki TV show was bisexual, and she pushed to have Loki confirm that he was bisexual in that show. But my bet would be that if she had had her way, she would have actually had Loki be in a romantic situation that very made clearly and explicitly that he was bisexual. But obviously companies like Disney pushed that down, and Pixar revealed that after the sort of controversy that has come out around Disney. And that is something that I talked about in my video that'll be coming out tomorrow about Turning Red. So look for that video if you want to hear my discussion on Disney and how it relates to representation and things like that, because I'll be discussing that in my video coming out tomorrow. And then Molly J, my email, thank you so much for your super chat. The email is down below, so check out, it should be down in the description. My email should be down there. Punk Rock Zoologist Heart to you. Nearly got my partner watching DS9. She caught the part of the scene with Fosh giving Quark Umak. She was like, don't tell me there's ear sex. There is all the ear sex. If they want ear sex, you definitely getting it in Star Trek. Like there's a lot of in fact, DS9 is probably has an overabundance of ear sex, which you know, you're never gonna have too much, right? Ear sex. How many times can I say ear sex in a live stream? I think I can say it quite a few times. Hannah, what's in the box? I need to know the anticipation. I know. We'll get to the. Hi, buddy. We'll get to this. Newt is now gonna run away. Hey, bud. You gonna open the? Oh God. As I drop the box and scare you. Mixum's Crazy Series. Yes, you mentioned the Curry Scooby. I haven't watched it. I forgot about it, but I do need to watch it. So thank you for reminding me, because I do want to watch that. But now, there also is. You are correct. There is a lot of liquid sex. Jess was really going to be trans. I did not know that. Aronok. That's deeply saddening, actually, to know that Jess was originally going to be trans and turning red. I wish I'd known that for the video. I mean, I discussed it more. It doesn't change what I would have said in the video in any way. I just would have mentioned it because it would have been relevant to the topic at hand. So yeah. Okay, let us open up the box. It's time to open the box. Frankie Ear Sex is Nigerian. Why would you say that, Sarah? Also, thank you. Appreciate you. You're lovely. Okay, let's open this thing. All right, let's see what's in the box. I know what's in the box, but I have not seen it yet, so I'm not going to be terribly surprised what's in here unless they put something else in here. For those of you who have just joined in, I should say this was sent to me. I should do the whole rigmarole first before I open this up. Modifius, which is a company that makes the Star Trek Adventures tabletop role-playing game, they sent me this. For free, so I am opening it on screen just because I'm excited about it. If I didn't want it, if I didn't think it was cool, I wouldn't bother showing it, so don't worry, it's not like promoted. They're not paying me to do any of this. However, they did send it to me for free, so take it with a grain of salt, whether you appreciate this opening of the box or not. But just so you know, that's what I'm doing, opening a thing that I was sent for free from Modifius. So just be aware of that, if that colors your thoughts on me opening this. So I just figured I'd let you know. But Jessie, I mean, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I'll take things for free. You know, who doesn't want free things? All right, so let's see. Okay, yes. Okay, is there anything else in the picture before I show you on camera? Okay, make sure that's okay. So what this is a giant tricorder box set, and you can even see the reflection of my computer screen. So it's a giant tricorder box set of, I don't know what's actually in it. The Star Trek roleplay, so it just comes with the rule book for Star Trek Adventures. Star Trek Adventures Digest Edition Core Rulebook, style after the original series, all the accessories you need to play the game straight out of the box, an exclusive story. Ooh, I did not know that. Exclusive original story booklet of 3 interlinked missions set during time of Cat. Ooh, okay. Okay. Very, very cool. I actually didn't know it came with story missions, so that's fun. So yeah, it's a box for all the Star Trek tabletop role playing stuff that's shaped in the shape of like a TOS tricorder, which I am almost certainly going to be using in videos at some point. And it also has little connectors, so you can actually like hold it as a tricorder, like wear it as a tricorder, like from the show. All right, let's see. Oh my God, yeah. No, I will, Hannah. I will. And also, I have an announcement about the Star Trek tabletop role-playing game as well that I don't think I can announce just yet. It's been a hot minute since I've announced it, but I think I've said it on stream before. But I did write some of the character stuff for Star Trek tabletop role-playing game. They reached out to me about a year ago, actually, to write some of the character descriptions and character designs for some of the Star Trek Discovery characters. So if you buy their Star Trek Discovery packs of Modiphius, I don't get any money from it, by the way, and they paid me a pittance. It was like nothing. Paid for like a lunch, like it paid for like a lunch at a decently nice place. So they didn't pay me much, but I wanted to do it, so it was very cool. But anyways, so here's the little strap. All right, I'll put that on in just a second. So here's the little strap that goes on the tricorder. All right, and it opens up and even has the little like flippy things. Look at the fun. Look at the fun. Look at the fun thing. Look at it. Ah! It's actually very cool. It's very cool. And then we got our books in here. If it'll let me take them out. Ooh, okay. It's all the packs of the books and stuff. Right. I'll look at that one. Make sure. It sounds like there's something flimsy in it. Ooh. Oh, okay. This makes Jessie happy. It is some D20s and D6s, but with Starfleet logos on them. And I now love everything about. I did not know this. This makes me very happy. This little Starfleet logo D20s. Y'all, it's little Starfleet logo. It has a little D20 with a Starfleet logo on it. It's a D20 with a Starfleet logo on it. Be excited. Because I stupidly, yeah. I mean, like, it's not stupid to be excited. It's just a stupid thing to be excited about. But I'm very excited about it. I like my good D20s. I always love good D20s. All right, let's see. What does this get me? A 12. I'll take a 12. That's a good dice. It's a good dice. And then also there's the D6s. So for those of you who don't know, the Star Trek Adventures, the way it works is you need D6s and D20s. You don't need any other for the system. I think it's modeled after... What's it modeled after? I forget what it's modeled after, but it's modeled after one of the systems that only requires D6s and D20s to be able to work. But let's open up the rest of this guy. They do Discovery novels. Maybe you should pitch your Lower Decks ideas. Well, thank you very much, here, Mixon. Like I said, I would love to do a Lower Decks comic and maybe one day a Star Trek novel. But we'll see what actually happens. I want to. So I don't know. From this, I'm going to use my teeth as a multi-tool. And then my dad always said, "Don't use your teeth as a multi-tool." He's probably right, but I do. But no, if I'm being honest with all of you, one of my goals for the rest of this year, and I'm not going to say anything specifically yet, but what I want to do with both my work and this channel here is starting in the next few months, I'm going to start doing bigger videos. When I say bigger, I don't mean necessarily longer, though some of them might be. Doing less videos, but making them much more like bigger and better presented, better researched, better written, and like take more time with them than I typically do. Because I do think I'm a good writer, but I think at this point, like I to be able to do better and improve, I need to take more time with them. But then my other goal for the rest of this year, now that I'm going to be able to take more time and like really hone in on my tools, hone in my tools as a writer and a creator, is I want to start to work on writing like fiction and filmmaking. And I've said that before, but I have a goal in mind for the end of this year of something that I want to start working towards and fundraising for. I'll talk about that when I do it, like either it's a Kickstarter or something else, or like looking for funders or things like that, and the typical like finding funding things. But I want to start actually proving myself as a writer and filmmaker, and actually one day either make my own films or things like that, or work on something like Star Trek. That's my goal for this channel for this year. So hopefully you'll all stick with me for that. And it's not happening just yet, but in the near future, I'm going to keep doing, like, don't worry, this channel is going to keep doing stuff, but I want to make my videos bigger, better, more researched, more filmmaking behind them, and then sort of mirror that in some of the side projects that I want to do too. So anyways, that is something that I want to focus on, because I do also have a film degree, so I actually should use it. And Adrian, you have a film degree as well, but yeah. All right, but anyways, let's keep looking. But that's enough about Jessie. Who cares about Jessie? Let's talk about this. So we got, I think these are the story modules. I don't want to look at them in case I have someone run them for me. But yes, these are the story modules. So these are, what is this one? Does this one say Shadows and Whispers? Let's see. Synopsis. This adventure opens up with the ship and her crew enjoying shore leave. And also, I always love the art. I always love the art in these things. I always wanted to try Star Trek Adventure, but Cyberquaker. I love Star Trek Adventures. Maybe we can play it at Mission Chicago. I love Star Trek Adventures. This is a really good tabletop role-playing game. But I always love the art that's in these things. They do really good art. Again, I'll show that again. I don't know if you saw that really well, but the art is just really cool. And then you got little, like, red alert tokens, which are, like, threat tokens in the game. And then what's this guy? Little like sheet for the ship, little info sheet for the ship, little info sheet for some characters that you can just, like, little character builds that you can do that they just sort of give you. Let's see what else is in here. Let's see. Oh, this is the, oh, is this some, oh, okay, we got, is that a knife? What the heck? This is like a doctor, but his, like, tricorder looks, or not his tricorder, his hypo spray or whatever, his injector thing there is, looks like a knife. Looks like he's gonna stab you or something. Look at that, dude. That's kind of scary, actually. Hi, Brutus, good to see you. And hi, Book Girl 808, good to see you. Hello, Olivia Weeds, as well, as good to see you, my friend. Let's see, Ensign Christine, ooh, Ensign Chapel. Yeah, Ensign Chapel, though, there's no art on here, but she's there. We got the USS Lexington, because you nerds want to find out more about the Lexington. We got this Captain Kirk wannabe. Look at this dude. Look at his Kirky face. He's got all like action figure. It's like Captain Kirk had a love child with a Ken doll, is what this guy looks like, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It just looks like Captain Kirk had sex with a Ken doll. Ooh, and Angry Andorian. Angry Andorian. Look at that guy. He's like, I'm gonna stare you down. I'm an Andorian. I'm angry about stuff. Let's see. What else we got? Pavel Chekhov, who doesn't have any art on his. And these are just all the other characters. So Kirk, Scotty, Captain. Ooh, the captain's a woman. I'm here for that. Look at that. Captain. Excuse me. Captain's a woman. Excuse me, jeez. There we are for that. Yeah, 1920s Andorian gangster. Yeah, I'm an Andorian, see? I'm here to drink Andorian ale and have 4 genders, and that's what the Andorians are. We're blue and antennas and 4 genders. That's the Andorians. That's all I could think to do for a gangster Andorian. You're welcome. This is the highbrow entertainment you get on Jessie Gender's channel. Oh, thank you, Super Desi. You're lovely. Thank you so much for the super chat. I love you. How you're geeking out. You're wonderful as well. Sending you love, my friend. John Vinnels, what if there's no John Smith and said, Pocahontas, apologies if I say that wrong, fell in love with Nomco rather than Melkor Gibson. To be honest with you, I do not know the story of Pocahontas all that well, John Vinnels, so I'm not even going to speak on that one, unfortunately. But thank you for the super chat, but sadly, I do not know that story well enough to be able to say, like, no John Smith or whatever. But yeah, because I haven't watched the Pocahontas movie in quite a while, to be very honest with you. Anywho, oh, I like this art too. Look at this. So this is just the rule book. It's just a Star Trek Adventures rule book. So it's got all those pesky rules that you gotta follow while playing a game. You're adorable, Sarah. So yeah, it's just all the adorable. It's all the, like, rules for the game and such. I'm just looking for. That looks like the Enterprise. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, this right here. That actually looks like they're in the NX-01 transporter room from Star Trek Enterprise. Like, I know the NX-01 transporter, like, kind of mixed the original series transporter, but am I crazy? That looks more like the original series, or the Star Trek Enterprise transporter than the NX-0, and then the original series one. But maybe I'm just making that up in my head. That's kind of cool, though, if it is. Ooh. Oh, and she has a little bindi. Got a little... Got some representation over here in the pictures. I love that. That's always nice. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's any cool art to like show y'all. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Something's happening there. Where's the picture? I don't know if you can see it well. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what's going on with her hand, but it does not look. I don't even know if that's appropriate for me to show on here. It's very inappropriate. How dare you look at that sort of smut on this channel. But yeah, I think that's everything. That's pretty much it. So yeah, let's wear this thing. Captain Ami, thank you so much. You're lovely. Oh, and yes, Chris Bird, yes. Just a $5 to say you're awesome, Jessie, and never let anyone tell you. You're awesome, Captain Omni. Mwah. Love to you, my friend. You're absolutely lovely. I send you love, my friend. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without making everything slip away. So, I might bring this with me to, this is actually a great thing to bring to Star Trek Mission Chicago, now that I think about it. Because it'd be a great way to just teleport the rules and maybe see if we can play a game. And if Cyberquaker, you're around and want to play a game of Star Trek Adventures, we should see if we can make that happen, because I would love to play around in Star Trek Adventures with some folks. If people are there, that would actually be something fun to do. Maybe I'll do, while I'm at Star Trek Adventures, I'll see if I can, they should have a game. I would be shocked if they didn't have like a tabletop game section, because most cons do, and I would be shocked if they actually didn't. And if they do, that would actually be a lot of fun to do that. Jessie, did you take Which Captain Are You? I never took, I'm assuming it's like a BuzzFeed quiz. I never took one, but I feel like, what do people feel like I am as a captain? I'm honestly curious. I feel, maybe it's because I like him the most, because he is my personal favorite in terms of stuff, but I feel like I'm probably closest to either Captain Burnham or Anson Mount. And I'm not saying this just as like a fan of modern Star Trek. I actually think, like, as a person, I am probably closest to Captain Burnham or Captain Pike, Anson Mount's Pike. Because Burnham, I feel like I do take a little bit of the weight of the world on my shoulders at times, inappropriately so. Ooh, did this break? Oh no, did I already break it? Oh no. Well, that particularly doesn't really sell this thing super well, because I put it on and I was just about to wear it, and I think it just, I was going to wear this thing, but it looks like I already broke it, because it fell off the side here. So, apologies to Modifius, but, you're breaking it on camera. But it is a cool thing, and it looks like I can, oh yeah, oh, it's just a little piece that fell out, that's why. Which I don't know if I have. Oh, here it is. Okay, maybe it didn't break. Maybe it just a piece fell out. Let me fix this. But I do feel like I'm very much like Captain Burnham, because I have like the weight of the world on my shoulders sometimes. I feel like I put the weight of the world on my shoulders, undeservedly so. And then Anson Mount, just like, I feel like he just has this wonderful, like, non-toxic, like leadership role. I think he just embodies like a very like positive leadership style that I really wish to embody. Maybe I'm being too kind to myself, but I honestly really like Captain Pike. So maybe all right, let's see if this will work now. So let's see if I can get this on. Oh, nope, and the other one fell off. So I don't know how wearable this thing is, because it keeps popping off, but there's the tricorder, and then it just flips up, and there you go. But I can't recommend you wearing it, because the straps just seem to come right off, unfortunately. But it's a cool little box to hold all the Star Trek stuff in. So I'll be bringing that with me to the thing. But yeah, I guess it's not super wearable, unfortunately. So I'll give that as my review. Not very wearable as a thing. Captain Saru. Oh, I like that. Yeah, Captain. Oh, people are saying Captain Saru. I like Saru. Saru kind of fits too, right? He's very, like, he's emotionally aware. Has anxiety. but also is like really good at like giving like sage advice. I like that. I could definitely see myself as Captain Saru. That actually seems to fit out of all of them. He does seem like a good middle ground between Burnham and Anson Mount's Pike. I actually like that. That's really wonderful. Um, let's see. And I missed some super chats, so let me just quick get to those. Captain Omni, heart to you. You said the Orville versus Star Trek. Could that crossover ever happen? If so, what would you like to see happen? I doubt that crossover is never going to happen in live action, just because like Orville is already like skirting the line of having like of Star Trek IP infringement. It's like very, very close. I'm honestly kind of shocked. Like they probably get away with it under the parody thing, but the show has become more and more serious over time. So I'm kind of surprised that he gets away with calling it parody, especially going forward. That being said, like I said, I do like the Orville. I'm not like hating on the Orville, but the show is hewing very close to like IP infringement on Star Trek. But I also think IP ownership is also BS. So I'm not upset about it. That being said, I don't think the crossover is going to happen. The only place I could see the crossover happening is if they do it as a comic book. I could see a crossover comic book maybe one day down the line happening, like 5 or 6 years from now. Someone's like, oh, we'll do an Orville Star Trek comic book. But I don't know if that would even happen, because as much as I do like the Orville, I do actually enjoy the Orville, I don't really see it being an IP that lasts, because it is sort of aping off of other Star Trek shows. So I don't really see... I see the Orville being a great show right now, and I'm sure it's going to do really good things. Like, I'm very much looking forward to season 3. And maybe I'll end up being wrong, but I don't see, like, the Orville being a franchise or IP that we, like, are remembering 10 years from now. Even if it ends up being better than what you consider, like, modern Star Trek shows to be. I don't really feel like it's going to have that staying power. And so, as a result, I don't really feel like it would have a crossover. That being said... I honestly, and that's also the thing too, with like, if you're asking what a crossover between the two would be, I don't really know, because I don't really find that much, like, because like, crossovers are when you like have two disparate properties that are like kind of different, but you can like see something similar in them. And so as a result, like, the fun is like the mixing and matching, whereas like a crossover with the Orville would just be like them crossing over with another Star Trek show. And so it wouldn't really be anything special. Like if I was going to see like if I had to pitch, and I know they already did a comic about it, if I was to pitch like an actual crossover I'd want to see Star Trek do, it would be with Doctor Who. I think a Doctor Who Star Trek crossover would be a lot of fun, because they do have a lot in kin with each other in terms of themes, ideas, like betterment of like humanity and believing in yourselves, but they're also very disparate shows and can very easily cross over. And like I said, they already do very like... They already did a comic book version of it, but I feel like that would be, if you were going to do any live action crossover, I would say Doctor Who would probably be the one to do it. That being said, I don't even really see Doctor Who doing it. Just because with these big franchises like that, if you start to cross over within canon, it can get a little bit dicey, especially nowadays when like all these like big streaming channels and stuff. Something like that might have, and I actually think there was a Star Trek, a Doctor Who crossover planned a few years ago, like way back in like I think Next Generation time, maybe somewhere around there, maybe even the original series. I don't even really remember. Like I feel like something that could have happened now, but today with so many of these streaming channels trying to like build up their franchises, and build up their own IPs into these like big Marvel-esque type universes, like. You look at Star Trek right now. As much as I love modern Star Trek, it is trying to chase a little bit after the Marvel bear of like trying to have these big crossover and Marvel like big franchise crossover things. Because it's doing that, I don't think that they would sort of like dabble in other franchises, because they're more focused on crossing over with themselves and building up their own things, as opposed to crossing over with other franchises. So I don't really see that happening now in the modern landscape of Hollywood. Maybe 20, 30 years from down the line, when the landscape and the effects of Marvel have like dissipated or have shifted to something else. But right now, that's sort of the way that most franchises are going. They want to build up multiple different pillars of their IPs in order to have those crossover with each other. You see that obviously with Marvel, but you already see that with DC. You see it with Star Wars. And I would not be surprised if in the next few years, within the next like 2 or 3 years, we don't see a Star Trek crossover thing with like Discovery crosses over with Picard, or Star Trek Discovery crosses over Strange New Worlds, or, Lower Decks crosses over with Prodigy. Like, something like that, I think would probably be much more likely than, like, an Orville or a Doctor Who crossover. So, even though I would really love a Doctor Who crossover. Anyways, I took a long time to answer that question, so let me just quick answer some more of these super chats. We said, John said, always joked we're back. What might have been something more interesting. The kids got the permanent dose of the brain pills and thus remained apes for the rest of their lives. That would have been really dark, John. That would have been a very, very dark movie. But I like where your brain's at. I don't mind the dark movies sort of concept, especially for kids movies. But that would have been a very dark stuff. The brain drain thing was also very terrifying in that movie. Alex Miller, hey Jessie Hart, do you have a favorite disco novel? Mine is Fear Itself, which is the Saru novel. I relate so much to his anxiety and see him overcome. It was amazing. Also, I love to serve under Captain Saru. Oh, that's wonderful, Alex. My personal favorite of the Discovery novels, there was trying to remember what. I forget the name of it, but it's the one focused on Lorca. There is a Discovery novel. I think it's Desperate Hours? Discovery Desperate Hours. I want to make sure. No, Desperate Hours is the Michael Burnham one. It's like... it has a very similar name. There's Desperate Hours, and then there's Desperate Measures, maybe? Novel. Let me quick check this, because you're going to make me check this. Drastic Measures. So there's Desperate Hours and then Drastic Measures, which is annoying. Personally, my personal favorite one was Drastic Measures, which is the one focused on Lorca, because the whole concept of that one is it focuses on Kodos the Executioner, who was like the Thanos-like villain from the episode The Conscience of the King from Star Trek the original series, and it was Lorca and Captain Georgiou, then Commander Georgiou, and this is Lorca, like prime timeline Lorca, not Mirror Universe Lorca, working together to try and catch Kodos the Executioner. And it was a really cool novel. It kind of had like this procedural like novel, and it was also dealing with like trauma and everyone sort of having to deal with the effects of Kodos the Executioner. It's a really good novel. And then I also really liked the one they had that Una McCormick did called Wonderlands. Una McCormick is my favorite, easily my favorite Star Trek writer, probably period. I adore Una McCormick, and I say period, I mean like of all Star Trek writers, including television writers. I love Una McCormick. She has such wonderful political and nuanced Star Trek books. She is always excellent. Read her Cardassian novels. She's also done some Star Trek Picard novels. They're all great. Honestly, her Una McCormick's Star Trek Picard novel, I think is better than the first season of Star Trek Picard. And one of the best things that modern Star Trek has done. She's fantastic. And she did a book called Wonderlands, which is set during the 1 year gap that we see in season 3 for Star Trek Discovery, with Michael Burnham being stuck in the future without Discovery for an entire year just with book. And that book is really, really good. I would highly recommend Wonderlands if you haven't read it. And I actually interviewed Una McCormick on this channel for that book. So if you're curious about it, go check out my interview with her. You said, if IDW can do a Transformers Star Trek crossover, they do one with Orville and Lower Decks, maybe written by a certain YouTuber. That would be kind of fun, ER Mixon. That would be kind of fun. You are correct. IDW did do a Transformers Star Trek crossover, and actually it was more complex than that. It was a Star Trek, Transformers, Ghostbusters, and one other franchise. I want to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. That was about zombies invading Star Trek. That's the weirdest crossover that they've ever done. IDW did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Star Trek. What was the last one that I said? I said one more. I forget what the last one was. But it was the 4 of those, all Ghostbusters, that's what it was. All 4 of those all crossing over because zombies invaded each of their universes. It was such a weird comic. But they've done actually some really good Star Trek crossovers. There's a Star Trek Green Lantern crossover. There's actually 2 of them. Those are both excellent. Written by Mike Johnson, who I hopefully am going to meet at Star Trek Mission Chicago. There's Planet of the Apes Star Trek crossover. There's an X-Men Star Trek crossover. Doctor Who Star Trek crossover, which I personally really loved. I'm trying to think. There's a few other ones that have floated around. X-Men and Legion of Superheroes, I think is what it's called. That one's also a lot of fun. So yeah, there's a few Star Trek crossovers that are a good time that I would actually recommend. But yeah. So that's all of that. When I watched Grace Mouse Detective on VHS, the moment where Fittest burst. Oh my gosh, yes, Rowan. That's exactly what I always think about in the Great Mouse Detective, where the bat guy like runs into the room at the opening of the movie. Terrifying. Also, the final fight between Ratigan and Basil, also on top of Big Ben, also really a terrifying sequence as well. Let's see. Captain Ami, have you seen Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow? And if so, do you think we need more Pulp Fiction style heroes like Doc Savage or The Shadow? Yes. 100. Second note, yes, I would love to see more Pulp style heroes. Rocket Man, or not? Yeah, Rocket Man is the name of the movie. Is another one that's kind of like that. I did see Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. Good movie, but I have not watched it since it came out. I saw it originally way back when it came out in theaters and loved it. And I think I own it on DVD actually still, but I have not watched it since. And so I don't really remember it all too well. Just remembering like Angelina Jolie being in it and everything. So I remember it being a fun movie. I remember really liking it, but I have not gone back to give it a rewatch. Might be worth one of those movies worth rewatching sometime soon. But it's a good movie, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. And I wish we had more like pulpy, kind of like heightened, like over the top science fiction-y, like very oh gosh, Captain Proton, like Star Trek Voyager Captain Proton-esque, like sort of things going on today. I wish we had more of that. Honestly, those were kind of fun. I would love to see something more like updated. They don't particularly sell well, one would presume. So what are you gonna do? The Rocketeer. Thank you, Ali. It wasn't the Rocket Man. It was Rocketeer. That's what I meant to say. I have several people. Super Desi, Chris Bird, Reed M10. Thank you. Yes, I meant Rocketeer, not the Rocket Man. Who knows the evil that lurks in the heart of men? The Shadow knows. I would always say that. John, that's a joke. I would make that joke with my friends all the time. My friends of mine would just say, "Who knows?" And I would just go, "The Shadow knows." Just instantly responding, "The Shadow knows." None of my friends would get it. So I appreciate that you get it. Yeah, it was a dumb joke that I made all the time in like college and high school, and they would be like, "Who knows?" And I'm like, "The Shadow knows." No one would ever get the joke, and it would just be a little chuckle for me. But what are you gonna do? Let's see. Puppy Doom would be adorable. I would love Puppy Doom, Brutus. I would absolutely love Puppy Doom. How cute are Raffi and Seven? Raffi and Seven are adorable. So I just to let everyone know, I have gotten a copy of the next episode of Star Trek Picard. When I recorded my review of Star Trek Picard, I had not seen it, so don't worry, I'm not like future projecting any knowledge. But some of the stuff that happens in the future episodes, like I'm very excited for the gayness of the rest of the season. There's some gay, and I'm very happy for the gay that is to come in future Star Trek episodes. It's gonna be fun. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, no. You should all be excited. I'm kind of excited about what they're gonna do with some of this stuff. I'll leave it there. I can't talk much more about it. But yeah, just be ready for the gay. There's some gay, and not necessarily in the place that you would expect, or maybe in the place that you would expect the most. That's where I'll leave it. That's where I'll leave it at. A Star Trek Lord of the Rings crossover. I don't know how that would be, but I would love that. I would love that. I have not read Watership Down, or seen it, though I know it's tragically like breaks my heart. There is much gay, Sarah. There is a lot of gay, but more gay. There's more. It's gonna be gay, as John says. It's gonna be gay. Doc Savage. Why am I blanking on Doc Savage? I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Oh, that was like the pulpy adventure. Oh, yeah. I've seen these. I don't think I've ever read Doc Savage. But, oh, that would be fun. That's a good one, Elise. I like that. Oh, and there's movies, too? Oh, what is this? These look fun. I'm sure problematic as all hell, but... Oh, this looks like fun. I might check the... Are these movies worth checking out? Are these I hope these Doc Savage movies are worth checking out, because I would actually... I love, like, weird pulpy movies. This looks like fun. Oh, there's a Doc Savage TV show in the works at Sony, apparently, according to Deadline. You just sent me down a rabbit hole. Like, Elise, you just sent me down a weird rabbit hole of Doc Savage stuff. It looks very interesting. Um, but what was this? Flash Gordon. Oh, Allie. So I've actually only seen 1 or 2 episodes of the original Flash Gordon show, and I've also heard the Queen like movie soundtrack. Flash. And like I've heard that. But actually, the the version of Flash Gordon that I have seen the most is the Sci-Fi Channel reboot version of him that was like really bad back in the early 2000s. Yeah, like the early 2000s era. For those of you who don't know, like Sci-Fi Channel and a couple other TV channels, like in the early 2000s, tried to like reboot like old like science fiction properties. So you got like Bionic Woman. There was a Bionic Woman reboot that starred Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica was the villain in that. There was the Flash Gordon from the early 2000s, which was very like teen drama-y and not that great. What else was there? There was a few other ones that were like that. There was Bionic Woman, Flash Gordon. There was a couple. There was a couple more that I'm just blanking on that I had in my head a second ago, but they just sort of escaped me. But there was a few of those like really weird early 2000s like old sci-fi show reboots that they did that were not very great. And Flash Gordon, I watched every episode of Flash Gordon. Battlestar Galactica actually was like one of those too, if you actually consider it. If you think about it, like Battlestar Galactica could be kind of tossed in there, like the reboot of the and actually that's probably why there were so many of those, because they were like, oh, we can do a Battlestar Galactica. That's now that I think about it, like Battlestar Galactica is probably why they were doing it. Oh, I would love to see that, Chloe. That would be really cool. Yeah, because I haven't seen, I don't know anything about Doc Savage, but just from like the brief look up here, he just looks like an interesting character. I would love to see. So you should, this early sci-fi, the early Sci-Fi Channel Flash Gordon, you should go watch it, Aronach. It is a weird reboot. That would be a fun one to maybe do a video on. We should, by the way, Aronach, we need to do a video together. I know we had some ideas, but that we should do one soon. We should talk soon. Let's see. Stay Hump. Why do we as trans women call ourselves male to female instead of male to woman? I don't know. I think probably the term male to female comes out of like, I mean, this is just me spouting off, so don't take this as fact. But probably comes out of the more medicalized history of trans people. So like a lot of like early research on trans people in the United States. So like in the past like 100 years or so, there was trans research before then. Like in Germany, for example. But the past like 100 years or so, there was a lot of very medicalized discussion around trans people. All of it not great. Some of it very harmful and weaponized against trans people, trans women specifically, but all trans people today, with things like autogynephilia and stuff, these like pseudo medicalist terms. But my presumption would be that the phrase male to female probably came out of that history. Then it's just stuck around. So people will just use the term male to female to describe that in a sort of like the medicalized ways, and it's just sort of stuck around. But you honestly, the term like male to woman would maybe be more apt if we're sort of thinking about male and female as sort of like sex-based terms, but even sex-based terms are somewhat nebulous too, because like I haven't gotten my genetics tested. I don't know what my chromosomes are. I could be intersex, I could not be, I could have, it could be whatever. So when people also say like, this is your biology, it's like, have you done my genetic testing? More than likely I probably have XY chromosomes. I would say there's probably a good chance of that, but I don't know for sure. And there's many other things that influence my like chemistry and biology than just one chromosome or 2 chromosomes of 46. So it's a complicated question, but my presumption for that conversation would be that probably was where that history came out of. Netflix gives Chappelle 4 more specials. Also Netflix cancel Archive 84. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to get into it, but Chappelle, screw Netflix, honestly. I've talked about that before. For Dave Chappelle to claim he's being canceled when he's given 4 more specials, and his specials are going to literally probably just be more of him, just not if not more about trans people, which it probably will also be him just doubling down on hurting more other marginalized communities because it's controversial and it gets him attention. And it just shows how much of kind of a hack comedian he's kind of become, which is sad because he does, like, Chappelle can, when he writes well, he can be a good comedian. Like, I know he has the skill, but he would much rather just be saying hackneyed crap about trans people than actually doing good comedy. And good comedians who stay up with the time, stay relevant, don't need to rely on that type of humor, quote unquote, in order to stay relevant. But that's what he's gonna do. You can be funny and not be hateful, or punch up if you're gonna be hateful. Because as much as I don't like hateful comedy in general, even if it is punching up, you can punch up and be hateful punching up, which I think is the best thing to do. Like, be hateful of the rich in your humor. They deserve it. Very much so. But anyways, everybody, I feel like I am going to head out for the evening because I have to have dinner, and then I actually need to go out and buy a few props because I'm going to be filming my James Gunn video tomorrow. Because I filmed my James Gunn video. I'm doing a video about James Gunn's filmography, and specifically Peacemaker. I filmed it the first time, and I didn't really like how it came out looking, so I'm trying a new thing and trying to do a new set. So I'm going to go out and buy some props tonight so I can shoot it tomorrow. I'm buying a CRTV. It should be fun. I'm actually kind of excited about it. So it should be a good time. So that'll be that. But tomorrow I have a video coming out just to do the selling stuff. And thank you, Tara. I appreciate you. Enola J, Lady Heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, hi, I just started watching your channel a couple weeks ago and I love your long form stuff. Really helps me tell. Oh, I'm glad, Old J. Thank you so much for your super chat. But yeah, just quick announcements. Video tomorrow morning about Turning Red. That'll be at 10 a.m. So please check that out. And I also just realized, crap. I might actually not be at the premiere of that video. So the video will premiere and I might actually miss the premiere itself. Maybe I'll push back. I'm going to push back the premiere because I'm actually going to be on a podcast tomorrow. So I'm going to be on a podcast tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So there'll be the premiere of the video. I'm going to push it probably back to 11 o'clock now. It says it's 10. I'll probably push it back an hour. So look for that video on Turning Red to premiere tomorrow. And then it'll be up for everyone to watch afterwards. And then from there, I'm going to have a video next week too. I'm going to have my review of Star Trek Discovery Season 4. I did a deep analysis of Star Trek Discovery Season 4. That'll be coming out tomorrow, next week as well. And then I'm going to be probably taking a bit of a break for a few weeks because I'll be at Mission Chicago, and that'll distract me from being able to edit and work on stuff. And then I also want to finish off my Sex and Star Trek video, which is going to be a bigger video. So those are probably going to be my 2 videos coming out. And then I'm probably going to, unless there's like something that I want to discuss in sort of a quick and easy way that I can do, like the video on Vosh that I did. Quick and easy in terms of production value, not necessarily quick and easy in terms of topic. Then maybe I'll do that, but those will be the things. So yes. Be on the lookout for that. Turning Red tomorrow, Discovery Season 4 the week after, and then Sex and Star Trek coming soon, along with some James Gunn stuff and things like that. But beyond that, that's everything that's coming out. Also, probably playing Ghostwire Tokyo this Saturday. So Saturday night, be on the lookout for a video game stream. I'll be at Mission Chicago in just a couple weeks. We'll talk about that more next week, and I'll make plans with everybody. So be on the lookout for me at Mission Chicago next week, or 2 weeks from now. Other than that, I love you all. Send you all good night. Mwah. Aeronok, you and me, let's talk. We should figure something out. Maybe we should also have you come on Saturday night depending on how my anxiety's feeling. Maybe I'll have you on Saturday night if you're up for it, Aeronok. No pressure. You don't have to be on it either way if you're not. But otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow or Saturday. And until then, mwah, I love you all. Live long and prosper, and thank you so much for your time.